What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and I've been a little busy lately with The Last of Us 2 news, with the leaks, with the copyright strikes on this channel, but we're still here. We're still going to make videos, and we're still going to talk about Lucasfilm's continued destruction of legacy characters. When Lucasfilm was bought by Disney, you would think that one of the things that they would want to do is make bank off of one of the greatest heroes in cinematic history in Luke Skywalker. But instead, every step of the way, they've done everything they can to undermine his legacy, to tear him down, to destroy him. We know how Mark Hamill reacted when he was forced to do The Last Jedi. We know his reaction until Disney brought the hammer down and Lucasfilm made him stop talking about it. But now we have even more evidence right now of them tearing Luke Skywalker down only to prop some of their heroes up. Right here, Ichibaka, Disney Star Wars is dumb. Jyn Erso did everything that mattered. So we're going to talk about a couple articles. This one from Ichibaka and also the Bounty in a Comics article that goes into a little more detail about the circumstances of this quote. But great job, Ichi, for finding this. Now, the following comes from Alphabet Squadron, written by hater of white males Alexander Freed, and we'll talk about Alexander Freed in a second. But this is Alphabet Squadron, and a lot of people did make fun of this when it came out. I have not read Alphabet Squadron. I have no interest in the new Disney expanded universe canon that they are trying to push on everyone. It is full of agenda, it is full of poor writing, and it's full of things like this, which tear our characters down. This is a conversation in here between a couple people involved in this Alphabet Squadron book. Excerpt from the book. You know Jyn Erso, she began, because if they didn't, the rest of the story would be meaningless. The woman who started it all and destroyed the Death Star. The first one, the real one, I mean. General Skywalker and Red Squadron destroyed the Death Star, Nath said. Skywalker fired the last shot was all. Jyn did everything that mattered. Are you kidding me? Like, they cannot stop with the destruction of Luke Skywalker's character. Even if you can find some way to stomach what they did to Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi and be like, well, I can kind of understand how he could fall and how he could end up like that, whatever. If you can somehow manage to do that. But this, they are taking things that happened in the original trilogy and they are putting an entire new spin on them to make you look at it in a different light. That is exactly what they are doing here. Skywalker fired the last shot was all. Jyn did everything that mattered. It's not enough to make Jyn Erso a hero. They have to tear down Luke Skywalker too. Now, a lot of people think that Rogue One is a really good movie and they think it's the best Disney Star Wars movie. I happen to think that's an incredibly low bar, and I think while it's a finely made movie, I think it's very boring and very bland. I think that it banks a lot off nostalgia of being in this original trilogy era. I think that it's a stolen story from the expanded universe that they gender swapped. If you're a fan of the expanded universe like myself, you might know who Kyle Katarn is. You might know that Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors were the ones who stole the Death Star plans, or at least in one part of the Death Star plans. And then you take Jan Ors, you turn her into Jyn Erso. And then, obviously, Kyle Katarn's role is kind of played by Cassian Andor. And I think that anyone that's an Expanded Universe fan could see straight through that plot and realize it was stolen. And I think the movie is saved by the Darth Vader appearance at the end, which, if you think about it, was really flashy, looked really great. I'm sure, yeah, everybody loved to see that, but it doesn't make any sense. Why didn't he just telekinetically force grab the person with the plans instead of every other person while he's killing them? But that's just me. Maybe I'm being too critical about it. But there is no doubt that Rogue One now is undermining Luke Skywalker's legacy with Jyn Erso. And like I said, Bounding into Comics also did an article about this. They go into a little more detail about it. This is when, so the person who's talking is Chas Nachotic, details to Alphabet Squadron that Luke Skywalker's heroics during the original Star Wars film are essentially meaningless. And she goes on and tells this other story about how she met Jyn Erso in the 5-point system at one point. And a lot of people have picked this up. A lot of people are talking about this. And it goes to show you, like, what is Lucasfilm doing? You have these characters that you just destroy. These characters you could have been banking off. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, you destroy their characters. In The Force Awakens, I couldn't believe how many people turned a blind eye to the fact that they destroyed the character of Han Solo to make him revert back to exactly what he was doing at the start of Star Wars: A New Hope. And, you know, he failed as a father. He was a deadbeat dad. He failed as a husband. He left his wife. So many things about Han Solo were destroyed. It's like the arc he went through to get to where he was at the end of Return of the Jedi never mattered. But people just kind of ate up Force Awakens for some reason that I never understood. I hated Force Awakens. I thought it destroyed a lot of character things, like with Harrison Ford's Han Solo. I thought that it was an empty universe that didn't make any sense. And of course, I was very biased because I already had a great Star Wars after Return of the Jedi. It's called the Expanded Universe, Legends, which they threw away to make room for this new stuff. But it's no surprise that this is what happens when you have people like this writing your Star Wars books. This is Alexander Freed. White male Lucasfilm author, not fond of white males. And like so many other authors at Lucasfilm, we have example after example of this dude talking about how much he hates white males. And I think he is one. Based on this picture, it may be a little tough to tell if he exactly identifies as that. I might have to check his profile. Let's see it. He doesn't actually have his profile, or he doesn't actually have his gender's pronouns in his profile. So that's kind of a surprise. But here you go. Here he is begging for a wife. White male seeks fearful immigrant with health insurance for marriage. You protect me, I protect you. Then we start the real work together. 3 likes on that from a post 4 years ago. God, that is sad. This is him talking about white supremacist culture in gaming. Holy cow. Here, really enjoy watching Switched at Birth. Wonderful stuff, but I can't tell the clean-cut white male teens apart. Maybe tattoo one? Now look at this. Who thinks like this? So I asked yesterday whether anyone is doing monthly tracking of player character race/gender in new video games. Who would be doing that? Who would be tracking that if you're not absolutely obsessed with race and gender? Again, it is very interesting. This was from 18th of February 2016, and there's no likes on it. That is sad. That is sad engagement. And since I got no answer, I decided to do a very quick and dirty breakdown. He sits here and breaks down the gender of all of this stuff. What a freaking weirdo. Or is it a white boys institution profiting off nods to diversity without rewarding real human diverse creators? Here again, talking about video games, there's nothing wrong when a game story needs a white protagonist. There's something wrong when all game stories need male protagonists. So again, just another day in the life of Lucasfilm authors. This one is self-hating, a self-hating white man. But anything that these people can do, you see right here the picture that he used, that one with Luke Skywalker crossed off, that poster that was up there in those offices, that's really what they want to do to these legacy characters. And it never ceases to amaze me, the steps that they will go to bring down characters that could have been so great, that so many of us have such a love and appreciation for, that they just decide to go ahead and throw in the dirt. These people are absolutely insane. And it will continue as long as the people in charge of Lucasfilm have this agenda. As long as Kathleen Kennedy is running the show, it will continue for Disney Star Wars. I'm just thankful that I have all of this. The true story of what happened post-Return of the Jedi. Legends, the old expanded universe. And I would highly suggest that you do the same thing, where Luke Skywalker is held up as a hero instead of ruined at every chance. But let me know what you guys think about this. Another instance of them propping up a female character by tearing down Luke Skywalker. Let me know what you guys think below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.